everyone, Terrible Tylord Stevenson here with my NES collection. That's right, I'm going to be going through every single one of my NES games. I didn't count them, I don't know how many there are, but we're going to go through them right away, right now. If you have a favorite, please tell me what it is. If I'm being hasty with a couple of them, let me know. Tell me if there's any hidden gems in here that I don't know about. Okay, kiddos. So we're going to go through my NES collection. I have them grouped up into games I don't really know too much about, games that I enjoyed as a kid, and then my favorites. I've acquired quite a few over the years. I have some since my childhood. I have some I accumulated when my wife and I got married and our collections came together. I acquired some recently over the years, thrift shops, video game stores, retro game stores, pawn shops, all that, yard sales. So I have quite a few. I probably have near 100. A lot of common ones. I don't have anything too fancy, but we're gonna go through them all right now. I'm gonna start off with the ones that I don't really know too much about. We'll get through those fast. And then at the end, we're gonna hear from some other friends and YouTubers about what their favorite Nintendo games are. But for now, I'm gonna go through mine. Okay, so I got a stack over here with games that I own. Usually if I find a Nintendo game, I'll pick it up if it's cheap. They're fun to collect for, even if I'm not gonna play them. I know that's a weird mentality to have, just have games not to play, but I wouldn't do it with newer consoles like disc-based things, but Nintendo cartridges are so cute and fun to collect, and they seem like they retain their value, so I hold on to them just to keep the collection big. Here's my Game Genie, and what do you think about the Game Genie? Is using Game Genie codes on the NES cheating? Do you count the game beat if you use Game Genie codes? Let me know what your opinion is. Call this 1-900 number, 1-900-909-9900. Kids, get your parents' permission first. Let me know if you think it's okay to use Game Genie codes, and then take credit for winning the game. I don't think it is personally, but you can have fun with it. Game Genie, yeah. I remember messing with these. There's weird codes for Super Mario, like you can unlock weird little glitchy levels and stuff. I never paid too much attention of it. Anytime I would try to use it, I tried to use it on Battletoads, and that didn't even help me one bit. It doesn't matter what you do on Battletoads, it's still tough, but we got the Game Genie. I got this old school adapter. Don't have any Famicom games, but I could start collecting for those. Stick the Famicom game in there, place it in your Nintendo. That's the only accessories Tylord has. So now we'll get to the games that I'm not too sure about them. I may have played them a little bit, and I have quite a few of them. I'm ashamed to say I haven't really played much of these games. First we got From Data East Ring King. This was one I was sort of interested in because it dealt with fighting. It's a boxing game. Not as good as Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, of course, but I don't really know much about that one. Here we have Kings of the Beach by Ultra Games. A lot of these games I acquired from a little camper my dad bought from an auction, and it was full of junk, like someone's belongings were still in there, and I dug through it and found many games, and I still have quite a few of them. Here's one my wife had as a child, The Early Years King of Kings, one of the non-official Bible-based games. This one was kind of confusing to me. My wife tried to explain it to me. I like the other Bible adventure better, the one where Mommy Moses carries around baby Moses, and there's Noah's Ark, and I can't remember the other one. Anyway, here's SNK's Baseball Stars. From what I remember, I liked it. Very, very simple. Don't remember much, but they don't play too many sports games. But it's a good one. Silent Service, this was one my wife had, my father-in-law was into it, and I don't really know much about it. Maybe I'll get into that in the future. Here's Top Gun's Second Mission. Don't have Top Gun First Mission. This is one of the games I was kind of scared of from the early video game nerd videos, like how tough it is, so I never really got into these, but I'm sure they can't be as bad as everyone says. Like, I got this one at the Goodwill for $3, so that's not bad, huh? Woo! And here's Burger Time, a Data East arcade classic, Burger Time. I don't think I spent too much time on this. It's sort of like a puzzle arcadey game, but Maybe that's what I need to get to in the future. Here's another Data East, RoboCop, based on the wonderful movie from the late 80s. Great movie. Might be kind of fun to get into this game. I'm sure there's something to like about it. Tetris 2. My wife is big into this one. I never spent too much time with it. I know it's not the same game as Tetris, and it deals with bombs or something. Double Dribble. This had cool little cutscenes, I remember. I don't remember if it was 2-on-2 or it had the full team. It's been a while since I played it. That's a Konami game. This is a quality one. Here's one I don't know much about. I didn't play the first game in this series. What is it? Star Tropics. Here's Star Tropics 2 Zoda's Revenge. This looks like it has great potential, but I haven't spent too much time with it. It looks like an action adventure Zelda type game. Track and Field. I think this is the one you use the power pad for. I should have busted out my power pad. Oh, and my zappers too. I forgot about my zappers, but Track and Field. I remember we used to if this is the same one, you'd run on the pad, the power pad. I think kids would cheat just like with Dance Dance Revolution and use their hands. Here's one, Commando by Capcom. And I know it's not based on the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, but Commando there by Capcom, it's a sort of little overhead running gun shooter. I never really got into these type of games. Here's one I got from good old Rasputin's for $3, and I think you need Rob the Robot to play it, Gyromite. I just got it for the collection. Anytime I see video games out in the public, I get them if they're cheap, under $5 or so. Robo Warrior, that might be a good one. I don't know too much about that one. It's fun to have all these games. It's this Jalico game. It's fun to have all these games in case someone ever mentions it and it looks good. I can go refer to my library. City Connection, another Jalico game. This is kind of cool, sort of like Pac-Man with a car. You have to go collect all the pellets, and I think the cops are chasing you or something. Cute little game. Not really one I go back to quite a bit. Here's Abadox, a spaceship shooter by Milton Bradley, huh? Well, what do you think of these little dust sleeves? Look at all that dust that's keeping off of it. That shows I never play Abadox, but I'm not really into spaceship shooters, but I think that one you're a little man or a little monster that flies around and shoots, not sure. Here's Shred in a snowboarding game. I got that at Goodwill for $3, so I haven't played too much of it yet. And here is Hollywood Squares. Maybe I should try to play this. That's crazy. There's a Hollywood Squares video game. Chess Master. Okay, I like chess, so it's just nice to have a chess game on NES. I think it's just basic, simple chess from what I played of it. I don't know how smart it is. I'm sure it's smarter than I am. I think I may have beat a couple of matches on it. Anyway, Jeopardy. Maybe I should go back and get some 80s trivia on Jeopardy. Well, that's just the first one, too, huh? Don't know too much about that. Here's a Narc. I remember this at the arcade, where you go around and point your gun at the drug dealers, and you could either arrest them and they fly away, or you could shoot them. I might actually like this game. It's by Acclaim. I might actually try that. Here's bowling. I don't know. I haven't tried it at all. The only bowling game I ever liked was the one on Atari. But there's that one. Who knows? I might like it. Here's one for my wife's collection. And she talked about how hard and difficult it is, but that's Fester's Quest. I hear once you figure this out, it's a pretty good game. And then here we go. Look what I found at Rasputin's Master Blaster. I was watching Great White North and Omega Ace play this the other day. This looks like it has great potential. This is like something I would really like. It looks pretty confusing and difficult to me, but who knows? Maybe someday I'll get into that. Super Spike Volleyball. I don't know where I came across that, but I don't want to get rid of it. It's mine. It's my precious. Anyway, Wizards and Warriors. From what I played of this, it's pretty good, but Wizards and Warriors. And this was a gift for my buddy, Dat Game Collector. Bart versus the Space Mutants. The difficult game. I'm sure that it has potential, just like all these games. Othello, the little black and white chip puzzle game, not the Shakespearean play. That'd be hilarious if there was an Othello game based on that Shakespearean play. That's like the only Shakespeare story I ever read. Desert Commander. This may have been one of my wife's. I don't know if it's a strategic game. Kimco. Ooh, Kimco does my little point and click ones, or they ported those over. I wonder if that's any good or not. And then we have Iron Tank from SNK. Is that an overhead like shooter, running gun shooter? That's from my wife's collection. Rad Racer 2, didn't know too much about that, but I did enjoy Rad Racer 1. I don't know if it's as good. I don't even know if it's licensed by Nintendo to play for Nintendo. I don't know if that's no, it's Square. Square made it, huh? And here's another Kimco, Bugs Bunny's Crazy Castle. I don't know about these games. I was ever too interested in them. They could be cute and good though. Sky Shark, this is a shooter, I believe. It's one from my wife's collections. I'm not really into space or ship shooters, but maybe I need to branch out and play some of those. Dig Dug 2, a lot different than Dig Dug 1. Yeah, this one, like you're breaking apart islands with bombs to sink the enemies. It's kind of crazy. Anyway, so those are the games that I have, but I don't really know too much about them. We're kind of gonna move on to the games that I've owned, but I never really beat many of these, and but I did spend some time with them, and I kind of appreciate them. First one is a classic by Konami. It's probably a lot of people's favorite. Contra. Yeah, I could beat it with only with the 30 lives code. This might be a fun one to go back to try to like beat it with a couple of lives or no death it, but I know this is a popular one to NDR, but I've only ever beaten it with the 30 lives code, and it's kind of impossible to lose with that 30 life code because I think every continue has 30 lives too. Well, here's a really good, probably one of my favorite games. I need to beat this someday, but I don't know if I have the reflexes for it. Mike Tyson's Punch-Out with Mike himself on the cover. The original print, really great game. Probably my favorite boxing game. It's very cinematic and cartoony, and it's sort of like a puzzle. You have to have reflexes to know what your opponent's going to do. I kind of notice how it's kind of based on the music too. The music kind of goes to what's happening. Really cool sports boxing game. Probably the best one there is. Here's a really good one. I never beat it. I got past the dam level, but Ninja Turtles, TMNT, the original one. Rad Racer, a fun one. That's sort of like the Nintendo's answer to Outrun, right? They had the 3D glasses you could put on it for 3D mode to make it look weird. I like that one. Oh, golf. Actually, I didn't play this one too much. I just remember it had Mario in it. Majora T was playing it the other day. It looks like a solid golf game.
Buongiorno, amici. It's me, Majora T. And I'm out here to tell you, Mr. Tylord Stevenson, what my favorite NES game is. Well, it should come as no surprise to anyone who knows me, Castlevania for the NES. It's a 2D platformer game I'm more than familiar with and have even speedrun in under 20 minutes and counting.
Here's one I always really liked. I liked the presentation, and it had multiple genres of games like racing, shooting, and platforming and beat 'em up. The Bayou Billy. This game really has potential. It's just it has potential, but super hard. Yeah, so I can't really get into it. I would love to try to master it and beat it someday. Excite Bike. I don't know if you're able to win this one or it just keeps going, but you can make your own little tracks. I remember it was a fun little dirt bike game. Rygar. This is kind of one I want to go back to and beat. For sure. Rygar. This looks like it could be fun too. It kind of has like RPG elements. I guess you could level grind. I didn't know about that back when I had it. It has overhead and side-scrolling sections. This is kind of one I want to go back to. I played it a lot when I was a kid, but I never got anywhere with it. This one too. I got kind of far on this, but never beat it. My best friend did. I remember the last level was like a shooter stage, Kid Icarus. That's a really good one. I like the music and the atmosphere. It's sort of like Greek mythology themed. Kid Icarus. Trojan right here. I never played Trojan, but this is a Trojan horse actually. The board inside is actually Castlevania. So someone put their Castlevania inside of a Trojan. I don't know. Maybe Trojan was worth more, but they wanted to keep it, and so they put a Castlevania. I don't know what happened, but Castlevania's in this thing, and I do like Castlevania. That's why I'm showing it, but I could never beat it. That's one I want to go back to and try to get through. Simon's Quest is another one. I played this one more than any other one, and I would just get lost. I didn't know about all the little secrets or whatever, but this is one I want to go to in the future. And then here's a beat up copy of Dracula's Curse. This is the best of the bunch, I think, but I never beat it. But really, really good graphics, really smooth gameplay. Yeah, here's one. This was always this is something I always wanted to try, but every time I try to get into it, I just do not understand it. Even if people explain it to me, I don't know what's going on. Zelda 2: Adventure of Link. I know it's got to be great. It's got to be awesome, and I just got to put some time into it. Look at all these games that make me a failure. WCW Wrestling. This is the kind of one I want to go back to. I played it a bit, but I couldn't get to the last boss. Some say it's Vader, some say it's Andre the Giant, but you fight that big guy in the mask at the end. I can't get to him. This has a lot of potential, though. And then here we got roller games. This is kind of a cool game by Ultra. It's a beat 'em up skating game based on roller derby. It has like an adventure mode where you play like roller derby teams. You go on a beat 'em up racing adventure. It's really cute. And then check this one out. Oh, I love this game. This is probably one of my favorite games that I never actually beat. Tecmo World Wrestling. Probably the best wrestling game on Nintendo. Such good move set. They're good, easy to pull off moves. Very challenging. This has got to be the best 8-bit wrestling game. It has a commentator too that's explaining what's happening. It'll do little cut scenes dramatically of when you start to do powerful moves in the game. It's really, really good. Here's one I really liked as a kid. I rented it, and I remember this being like the fastest, smoothest platformer other than Mario. Not as good, of course, but I remember I really liked this, but I could only get through a few levels. I know it's probably the hardest game on Nintendo, so I don't even want to deal with this. I'm sorry. And here's another one of probably my favorite games that I just never beat. I can beat all the boss levels, but then when I get up to the Wily areas, that's when it all falls apart. Mega Man 2. I've never beaten one single Mega Man game. This one I spent a lot of time with, though. I never used any power-ups or boss upgrades or anything, or energy tanks, but I could get through all the bosses. I guess I was wasn't quite playing it right, but this is probably one of my favorite games that I never beat. Here's another cute one. My brother and I used to play Capcom's Little Nemo and Little Nemo and the Dream Master. Excuse me. Capcom platformer game, really cute game. You give monsters candy, and then you can like put on the monster as an outfit and take on the monster's ability. It's really cute. I think it's based on some sort of animated movie. I don't know. Here's a really good one, a sequel to one of my favorite games, The Moffat Conspiracy. Really good. This is quality. This is a lot more polished than Golgo 13. Top secret episode, but it's really super hard. You only get 30 continues, and it's pretty long. It has the maze levels. It's really, really cool, though. It's like a James Bond movie, just like the first one. It has mixing genres. It has first person. It has side-scrolling shooting. It has racing levels. Really cool. Powerful stuff. Another really good wrestling game, Pro Wrestling. Spent a little bit of time with that. Probably one of the better wrestling games on Nintendo. Karnov. Here's another one I spent a lot of time on, but I could never beat it. This is very, very tough by Data East. They got their mascot Karnov here. Have you noticed Karnov is in all kinds of Data East games? Like he either has cameos or he's a character. And then you got Karate Champ. Aren't you a little old for video games? Karate Champ. such a clunky fighter, but I always thought it was fun. My buddy and I would play that a lot. Here's a fun one. I don't know if you can actually win this. Yeah, I think if you go through the whole week, you can win it. Paperboy. I remember my buddies and my cousins would used to play this one. Really cute. It has a little obstacle course at the end of the into the paper route. Kind of a cool idea for a game. Here's a really fun one. Road Blaster. It plays like a racer, but it's not a racer. You're just racing along, shooting stuff. And then you're constantly running out of fuel, so you have to pick up fuel items. Yeah, really, really fun game. I can get to the last level on this, but I can't beat it. I'm gonna have to. This is one I gotta get down on. Mega Man 3, the only other Mega Man I have, probably my other favorite. Really good music, really good game. All the Mega Mans are good, but I haven't beaten a single one of them. I can't really get into Mega Mans. I don't know why. This one is a fantastic game, and it's so difficult. Battletoads. I don't know if I'm ever gonna try to do a run of this and beat it. I know it's doable, but man, it looks really, really difficult. I watched Phil Twerpen a couple years ago just go through it, just cold turkey. Like he just kept playing every day until he beat it, and it's pretty epic. I mean, the graphics and everything. It has so many different types of gameplay style. It's just super, super, super hard. I could beat that tunnel at the beginning on the 3rd level or whatever, but then after that it just gets worse. Terrible. Here's one I don't know about this game. I know everyone loves it, but Double Dragon 2, it's a great game, but I just can't get over that attack with when you attack with B, you punch to the left and you punch to the right. If you hit A, like you can't just press towards the direction you're attacking. The direction you attack depends on what button you press. I just really can't get into it. I know Renegade does that, but man, I wish it would have just stayed like how Double Dragon 1 was. But that's not any reason to knock the game. It's a great, challenging game. Here's another one that no matter how much people try to explain it to me, I don't understand, and I want to because it looks really fun. Friday the 13th. Here's my beat up copy of that. Yeah. Even when I was watching Retro Tiburon play it and Zombie was guiding them through, trying to tell them exactly what to do, I still didn't understand. And here we go, here's a fun one. I got kind of far on this. It feels a lot like a Ninja Gaiden type game, Batman the movie. Not really anything like the movie, but fantastic game. I think people knocked this because it wasn't like the movie, but it's a really, really, really good game. Very like Ninja Gaiden-esque, good music too. So those are games from my childhood that I never really spent much time with or never beat. Here are some games that I picked up recently over the past couple decades, and I kind of want to give them a shot. First one is Rambo by Acclaim, and this is like a facsimile Zelda 2 type game. It follows the movie pretty well. I played it for a few hours. I kind of want to go back and beat it. It's actually the only game I can think of that actually follows the movie it's based on, and it plays like a sort of like one of those single man action RPGs like Faxanadu or Battle of Olympus or Legend of Zelda 2. So yeah, this is, from what I played, this is really, really good so far. Here's one that Retro Tiburon sent me by Milton Bradley, Tylord, not to be confused with Tylord here. Tylord. This is a really cool time travel adventure, sort of platformer action shooter. You're this little time traveling guy that goes around to different periods in time, and you go through a level, fight enemies, fight a boss. The second boss, you're in like the Old West. You fight like this big he's like a big bandito guy, and he's shooting at you. And I just shoot him for like 5 minutes straight, and his health he never dies. So I don't know like how you're supposed to beat him. But I'd like to go back and beat it because it's a cool, smooth game by Milton Bradley. And here's another one I want to go back to. So I picked up recently, sort of a point and click. And this is a lot like the television show also. Talking about Rambo, this is very accurate to the show Star Trek, the anniversary, their 25th anniversary. It's probably like 50 years now or more. But yeah, this is really based on like it's I don't know if it's based on an actual episode of the show or a made up episode. It really feels like the show though. You go down to the planet, you go on an adventure with Spock, Bones, and Kirk. It's really cool. It has music from the show. It really feels like it's a really fun point and click. Breakthrough. Here's one that you're on this little tank or this little vehicle. And you're jumping around, shooting stuff. This one's kind of one I want to go back and play. I picked it up several years ago. Data East once again. And here's another one that I think would be right up my alley. And it's a Kimco game also. Rescue the Embassy Mission. This looks like you're trying to rescue people from an embassy, like a SWAT team, and it looks like they're sniping and sneaking, and it's sort of like a maze areas or first person. It looks like a really cool game. So that's one I'm interested in. If you guys know anything about those, please let me know. And we're gonna move on to my favorite games. These are among my favorite of all time. And you know what, folks? I know a lot of these games I'm mentioning right now are generally praised by the gaming public. But what about some more obscure games? Well, standing by right now is BioPhoenix, and he's gonna tell you about his favorite NES game. Maybe it's something more obscure. Maybe it's something you've never heard of.
Hello everyone, and this is BioPhoenix here, and you're watching this on Tylord's channel. So, I'm going to be talking about one of my favorite NES games, or one of many of my favorites. It's really hard to pick a favorite because there's just too many damn good ones, but one of my favorites that's a little bit more on the off-beaten path side happens to be Kabuki Quantum Fighter. It was published by HAL Laboratory, and it is a action platformer where you use a Kabuki warrior guy who attacks people with his hair, and the music is really fast-paced and awesome, the graphics are really badass looking, and yeah, it's just really, really great. I can definitely recommend it to pretty much anyone that really loves action platformers on the system, especially one that is pretty challenging too. So yeah, that is my pick.
Thank you, BioPhoenix, for sharing that wonderful gem. Right now, let's go to the hidden game room. HGR himself, the mysterious one. Let's see if we can find out what his favorite game is.
Tylord, are you listening? Of course you are. You're too much of a gamer and a collector to not watch this video. A long time has passed since our last video. Oh yes, you know my favorite game. But don't try to track it down. It won't look the same. Curious? Oh yes you are. Of course you are. I want you to be thinking about it. Maybe even a little scared. Even terrified. Remember Blockbuster 1989? NES rental section?
But what could his favorite game be? This man has been nothing but a mystery as far as I've known him. Could his favorite game be something typical like Super Mario Brothers? Or maybe something like WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge? What do you think? If you think you have the answer, call the 1-900 number, 1-900-909-9900, and let me know what you think HDR's favorite game is. Kids, get your parents' permission first before dialing. You know, not everyone is in love with Nintendo like I am. Standing by right now, we have the cynical one, Terry309. Let's hear what he has to say about Nintendo. The NES specifically.
I haven't really played many NES games, so I can't really say what my favorite NES game is. And to be honest, I haven't even finished a single NES game. I think the closest NES game I've ever gotten to finish is probably Kirby's Adventure. Though I did finish the remake of it, which was Nightmare in Dreamland on GBA, but I didn't finish the original. I played a bit of it, but I never got around to finishing it. But yeah, there's also Castlevania on NES, which I never beat, and Adventures of Lolo, which I never beat either. I never owned an NES. I played these on Virtual Console, so I never got a chance to play many NES games. And to be honest, part of the reason why I don't play many NES games is mainly because I found a lot of NES games are just really hard and just brutal, and that's one of the reasons why I played Kirby's Adventure, because it's one of the easier NES games. So if I was to probably say a favourite NES game, it'd probably be Kirby's Adventure, just simply because I suck at video games, and it's the only one that I'd actually be able to beat.
I tell you what, Terry309 going really easy on Nintendo this week. I thought he was really gonna lay into it. So now we're gonna move on to my favorite games. These are games I spent a lot of time with, whether it was as a child or over the past several years. These are all my favorite Nintendo games right here. And I have a little bit more to say about these. But what about you? What is your favorite Nintendo game? Call the 1-900 number and let me know. That's 1-900-909-9900. Kids, get your parents' permission before dialing the number. Let me know what your favorite NES game is. And here are some of my favorite NES games. Okay, Ninja Gaiden. I didn't beat it until my second daughter was born. And it really helped with my rage because I was holding my baby daughter. I got through the game. I didn't want to rage holding a baby daughter, so I got through this whole game. Beat it very, very difficult. Unlimited continue, so it's not the most difficult game, but really, really difficult if you've played it. Getting through it the first time was the most difficult, but then after that you kind of know everything, so I was able to NDR this and record it too, so I'm very pleased with myself for that. That's been about 8 years ago. Yeah, really, really fun ninja game, really fast paced. Like you just keep moving, slashing, jumping, climbing. Fun ninja game. Don't have the other sequels, but that's the only one I've played, but I really, really enjoy that game. Here's a recent game of mine that I don't know where this game was my whole life, but it's one of my favorites now. River City Ransom. Ooh, by Technos. This is such a good game. It's a beat 'em up RPG. It's like the game I've always wanted. I think you can even do 2 players as well, but you're trying to save your girlfriend or something. You're in this little town. You start off as a school. You go to the rival school at the end, and you fight your way there. On the way, you go to stores and buy stuff to upgrade your stats. You can beat up thugs along the way in the city to get more money to upgrade stuff. The more you fight, the better you get your stats. Really, really, really cool game. Really smooth too. Like it probably has more moves than Double Dragon. You can pick stuff up and throw it. You can pick up the bad guys and throw them at each other. Really, really awesome game. River City Ransom. Give it a shot if you haven't. Here's another one, a Taito, kind of related to that one, Renegade. It's Kunio-kun something or other in Japan. This one got reskinned to be like a street fighting type beat 'em up game. Really like this one. And one of those games I first put it in, like this is so difficult I couldn't get past the first screen. But then I figured out the drop kick moves. So you could just spam the drop kick. Your fingers get tired hitting both the buttons, but you could pretty much spam the drop kick through the whole game. So I was able to beat this. I think I NDR'd this. Renegade, really fun game though. I don't know what the point of it is, like you're trying to save your best friend or something. Really, really cool beat 'em up. Here's a great one I beat a couple years ago from Kimco. An old point and click PC game converted to Nintendo. Deja Vu from Kimco. Great point and click adventure. Probably my favorite point and click other than like Snatcher I've played. It's sort of like a noir-y mystery. Murders involved, betrayal, kind of a fun little story too. Not super difficult where you have to start the whole game over if you die. You think you only start a couple screens back if you do. I really like the interface in this. Which brings me to Shadowgate. Same interface, same company made it. Pretty scary game. Really fun too, like kind of confusing some of the puzzles if you don't know what to do. But really fun to play through if you like point and clicks or you want to try them out. Try Shadowgate. Here's another one, Maniac Mansion, point and click game. Really fun game. Really, I love these little mansion exploration things. I remember on PC, my buddy and I used to play Hugo's House of Horrors. It's sort of like that type of game. You're a group of teenage friends that get drawn to this house, and you're going inside trying to solve a mystery. I don't remember if one of your friends are missing. I can't quite remember what the plot is, but you can choose between 4 or 5 different teenagers. They all have different abilities. There's so many different ways to beat this game. You have to get through the whole house, unlocking different levels to finding items to unlock other items. It's really, really fun, kind of comedy game. I really like Maniac Mansion. And here's one I got from Half Price Books. Back when we did the community challenge a few years ago, I think Mazin really helped me out with this one. Mazin Power himself, Fact Xanadu. This is a really, really good sort of action RPG, I guess. It kind of plays like Rambo or Zelda 2 or Battle of Olympus. Kind of a dark, scary game too. It's kind of unsettling. It gets kind of crazy at the end. Kind of a dark game, but really, really, really good. I was happy to get through that one. I really, really enjoyed that one. One of my favorites now. Of course, how can you have a favorite list without Tetris? My preferred Tetris is the Game Boy version, of course, but this is not much different. It's nothing special. It's Tetris. It's pretty much a perfect game. And then here's a good one my buddies and I played a lot. I don't know if you could actually beat this game. Mario Brothers, the original Mario Brothers game. Just play screen by screen in the sewer, taking out all the turtles and crabs, stuff you would find in a sewer. Here's one I played a lot as a kid. It was really crappy and I was very disappointed with it, but it kind of grew on me and I've gotten to where I like it now. But with the Hulkster on the cover, we got WrestleMania. Well, only like a 5-man roster, but it's a great roster. Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, Macho Man Randy Savage, the Honky Tonk Man, $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, Bam Bam Bigelow. And they all are kind of unique. They're not all the same. They all have different moves. So I think, and they're not all the same sprite. They all are kind of different. That's why I kind of appreciate this one. Nothing like wrestling. You just run around and jump kick or punch. You can run and jump up on the turnbuckle and get a heavy attack from the jumping off the ropes. You can do a body slam. That's about it. And it's really tough to pin. Sometimes you have to line them up just right. And press down in B or down in A or whatever. Here's a good one. Just beat it recently. Back when I was a kid, I thought this was boring as heck. Dragon Warrior, I go, why would anyone want to play this crap? But I kind of understand now. But so I went through and I beat it last year or the year before. Yeah, I really like this game, Dragon Warrior. Really fun, very simple RPG. I guess an RPG in its simplest form. I might have been one of the earliest JRPGs. Sort of medieval themed, saving the princess, kill the dragon. Yeah, fun stuff. Here's another wrestling one, WrestleMania Challenge. This one's a lot better. You can do tag team matches, 2 players. Has a great roster once again. Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, Macho Man, Andre the Giant, Big Boss Man, Jim Duggan, Ravishing Rick Rude, Brutus the Barber Beefcake, and they all have banger little 8-bit themes. Great one there. This one I even like too. It's kind of a stepping down from the last one, but WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge. It has a big roster. This one has a lot of my favorites in here, but they're all the same. They pretty much all do the exact same thing, but the roster is so good and it's kind of fun. You can do cage matches. Not too many moves either, but I've always enjoyed this game. Here's one. I'm on Team Ice Climber now. Picked this one up recently. This game was always so frustrating to me, but once I put some time into it, I started really enjoying it. Ice Climber here. It's it's actually kind of underrated. It's a really good, fun game. It has a lot to it. I say it's better than Donkey Kong or Popeye or a lot of those games that are classics. Like, it has a lot more to it. You're going up a mountain, smashing through ice. You're fighting all kinds of different enemies. There's a lot of moving platforms, slippery platforms, really trolling enemies that always end up to be where you don't want them to be when you're trying to make a jump. There's a big polar bear that comes and stomps on a mountain and makes you fall if you're standing on a low platform. Ice Climbers is a really good one. Here we go, Vegas Dreams. I forgot about this. My old beat up copy. You could just play, I think, roulette, blackjack, and something else. I can't remember. I would just play blackjack all the time. And it was just kind of fun to play blackjack on a video game. And I remember you could exploit it by saving, so I could win at blackjack, save, and then go win at blackjack, save. And if I lose, I could just reload my save point. I ended up getting $1 million or whatever, and I won the game by cheating. Okay, and here's RBI Baseball. This is the Tingan black copy. This is a fun baseball game. My cousin and I would play this all the time. Really simple, but man, really fun. Right, one of my favorite sports games here. RBI Baseball, so simple. All the teams had the players on them. They had real teams. I don't know if they were called the actual name or it was just the city, but they had the list of players on every team. Here we go. Metroid, one of my favorites here. I hate to say it, but this is the only Metroid I've ever beaten. And I enjoyed it all the time. This is one of my go-to games when I was a kid. I just kind of fun, even if you don't know what you're doing, just go around and explore, try to find new areas you never found before. A couple bosses, kind of isolated, scary feeling. It has really scary music. Yeah, it's kind of epic, the last boss fight too, and then you have to escape the planet before it blows up. Really fun game. I think the only thing I don't like about this, I mean, I didn't mind it at the time, but once you start off, you have to go grind to get all your energy tanks full before you fight the boss. And it takes a long time to farm that health. Oh man, I love this game so much. This was always a game that haunted me. TMNT2, the arcade game. I really love this game so much. I've always loved it. My cousin and I would play this 2-player all the time. We could get really far. We could get to like the Japan level. Then we'd always die. And for many years, I could never beat this. My wife and I, we used Game Genie codes. We went through it and beat it. This is such a fun game. Even if you play a couple levels of it, I think this is like the best beat 'em up on Nintendo. It's so fun. But recently, a couple years ago, I finally was able to beat this. Omega Ace and I double teamed it and beat it in Sacramento. I was really happy with that, even though he did all the work. But then later on, a couple of weeks later, I was able to beat it by myself. And I was really happy, great feeling to finally beat this. One of my favorite games that haunted me, TMNT2, the arcade game. I think I'm going to say that I like this better than the arcade version, just because I like the way it plays and it has added content. It doesn't look as good, of course. It has all the same great music, but in 8-bit. And here's another one of my favorites that was haunting me, Double Dragon. Always one of my favorite games, but I could never beat Mission 3. It seemed like Mission 3 would drag on and on and on. I couldn't beat it. There was the stalactites falling. There was the abobos. Finally beat it thanks to my buddy Shode, gave me some pointers on it. Finally able to beat it. Really awesome game. It's such a great feeling to beat Double Dragon. One of my childhood favorites. So this Metroid is my 10th favorite game, top 10. So number 10 is Metroid, and then Turtles, 9, 8, Double Dragon. So number 7, Legend of Zelda, baby. I know I've said this is my favorite game before, but I have a few more I like more. This is such a great game though. I think it's aged well. I don't know if you've played the new ones, you would like this one, but man, just like when you were a kid, there was nothing like this. It wasn't that RPG take turns crap. You're actually going around fighting monsters, killing them, collecting money to buy stuff, finding secret dungeons, going into the dungeon, find the key, find the compass, find the boss, kill the boss, get the Triforce. You collect all the Triforce to get to Ganon at the end, save the princess. Great game. So many little secrets. It was just all the talk around the schoolyard was like, how do you find Dungeon 6 or Maze or whatever they call it, Labyrinth or whatever, Maze 6, Maze 7, Maze 8 or whatever. Oh, great game. I remember when I first got this game, I think my mom got it for me for my birthday or something, and I was in the car we got it at Toys R Us, and then she went to the grocery outlet, and I was just sitting in the car looking at opening it up and looking at it like I won the golden ticket and looking at the manual. Yeah, great thing. Okay, here we go. Okay, number 6, favorite game, Well, probably the first game I ever played other than Super Mario Brothers. This was the only game I got for Christmas when we first got our Nintendo, and that is Kung Fu. Such a fun beat 'em up action martial arts game. You're fighting up a tower. You're fighting all kinds of enemies. You get to the boss of each stage. You fight him. You get up to the end, save your girlfriend. Typical great 80s stuff. This was the first game, other than Mario, I ever beat. Probably one of the first games I ever played, other than Super Mario. My dad would play this too. He wasn't a big gamer, but he would play this with me. He beat it before I did, and he learned all the tricks. He figured out how to cheese Mr. X and do all that stuff and beat all the bosses. So I was able to beat it. Such a fun game. Very, very short, very simple, but really, really cool game. Kung Fu, always going to be one of my favorites. And then number 5. Yes. Here we go. Check this one out. The only complete inbox NES game I have, Jaws. We've been playing this a lot in the community lately. Jaws on NES, based on Jaws the Revenge, a movie I really like that gets a lot of hate. It's not based on Jaws the classic original, it's based on Jaws the Revenge, but a lot of people don't even care or realize that. The game is fun, very simple, very short. It's good enough where it deserves to be a little bit longer, have more to it, but for what's there is good. A simple, fun game, kind of fun to speed run it. Fun boss battle at the end. Yeah, really, really fun game. Just based on a franchise I really love. Jaws is my favorite movie. Yeah, and then we have this game. It was a great piece to accompany my Jaws VHS tape. Having this thing when I was a kid, playing it all the time. Not really knowing what to do at first, but still having fun, like just running away from the shark. Jaws on NES by LJN. Here is number 4. Oh man, this game, I've been playing it a lot recently, and I really love this game. You know I love James Bond movies, and this is like the closest thing to a James Bond movie video game. Golgo 13 Top Secret Episode by Vic Tokai. One of my childhood favorites. Ever since I was a little kid, my best friend and I love James Bond movies. We bought this game. We were so hyped for it. I think we saw the ad, and you could tell it was like James Bond movie. It is pretty much a James Bond movie. It's based on Duke Togo. He's sort of like the Japanese version of James Bond. I know he goes back in manga, and I think maybe some anime. I know there was even a 70s movie. I think Steven Sonny Chiba played him. And I got to watch that still. But Duke Togo is like James Bond as far as I'm concerned. Has so many James Bond tropes too, like he's flying around in this little airplane, kind of like Little Nelly, shooting stuff in the airplane shooter levels. There's on foot segments. He's walking along very suavely, shooting enemies like James Bond. A mystery, action, spy thriller, globe trotting. You go to Berlin, Rio de Janeiro, Athens. You meet pretty ladies all the time. Duke Togo beds a few of them in hotel rooms. Duke Togo smokes. The game is not for sissies, folks. What else? Yeah, just so many James Bond type references. And as you go scuba diving, there's swimming levels. Frogman reminds me a lot of Thunderball. I mean, it's genre mixing. This game. It has first-person segments like in mazes. It has platforming sections like with shooting. It has swimming levels. It has spaceship shooter levels. Yeah, so much going on in this game. Only thing that's bad about it doesn't have any password or saves. I did access a save menu. Like you put a little code in on the controller. It's kind of complicated, but yeah, man, really, really awesome game. One of my favorites. I think I always talk about this being my favorite, but I hadn't really played it in like 25 years. Played it recently. Yes, it is just as awesome, even more awesome than I remember. The music's great. Really gives you like an old spy movie vibe. It gives me an old like kind of gritty, serious anime vibe too. Really, really fun game. The plot is crazy. I don't want to give it away. Okay, so we're on to the top 3. And I'm gonna just, I think these three, I've said it before, these three are tied as my top favorite game. So I can't place one over the other. I love them all equally. That is the Mario trilogy. Super Mario Brothers 1, Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 3. Each of them is superior in a certain way. I'd say this one's probably the best. Mario 3, everyone knows. Like, so much fun, so addicting, such fun platforming. But I mean, there's a lot of stuff I love about Mario 2. It might be my favorite. And then for the time, there was nothing like this. It's still smooth to this day. It's still like the best, smoothest platformer, Mario 1. Oh, check it out. I forgot to mention I have several copies of it with Duck Hunt. I think one of them has a track and field, or track meet, with a Duck Hunt there. So many copies of that. Yeah, there's Super Mario Brothers 1. Just the first time I played this game, I was not into video games. I was like 5 or 6. Yeah, my buddy was into video games. I would go play it at his house. He got this Nintendo thing, and he had like Ataris and whatever the other consoles were before that, and I thought they were cool, but I wasn't like, oh, I have to have that. When he had that Nintendo, I came over there and played this game, Super Mario Brothers. I go, wow, this is so amazing. You just can't put the controller down. You might just keep playing and playing and playing. And then the more you get into it, the more you realize like what a cool, fun, smooth game it is. Yeah, perfect game. I'd say this one a lot different, but man, still the same style of. I just love that mechanic. Run is B, jump is A. This one you could pick stuff up. The levels are super intricate for a simple platformer. I think they're really good level design in this. Yeah, really fun boss fights. I think every level has a boss fight, even at the sub levels of the world. There's always a Birdo at the end, and then each world has a big boss. Such a great game. And then Mario 3, of course. What can you say about that other than that it's so fantastic? Yeah, just so everything about this game is perfect, and it's kind of difficult, but not very difficult. Where you can, it's pretty much if you die in this, it's your fault. It's not the game being cheap or cheesy. It's just so smooth. This game, so perfect. That's all I gotta say about that. I'm speechless, folks. Super Mario 3, Super Mario 2, Super Mario 1. What can I say that has not been said already, other than they are the best 3 video games ever made? But what about you? What is your favorite video game? Let me know what your favorite NES game is. Call 1-900-909-9900. Kids, get your parents' permission first. Let me know what your favorite NES game is. Is it a Mario 3? Is it a Go-Go 13? Could it be Castlevania? Possibly Donkey Kong? Let me know what it is. So there are my favorite NES games. I told you what my top 10 is, but what about my friends? What about my fellow YouTubers, my fellow gamers? What are their favorites? Standing by right now is Phil Berto. Phil Berto's here to tell us what his favorite NES game is.
Hey everyone, my favorite game on the NES has got to be Crystalis. Now this is actually a really good action RPG that I don't really hear too many people talk about. But I remember when I was a kid, my dad and I went down to Toys R Us. Now hold up, Philberto. There's no way that no lame-ass Crystalis is the best on the NES. The best game on the NES, and also one of the rarest, is Bubble Bath Babes. Now you might say, Filthy, the only reason that game is rare is because it's got a bunch of weird-ass looking dudes on the front cover about ready to jerk off to this bitch. But I say, wait just a moment, folks. It's also the only game on the NES where you see some naked hoe farting up bubbles.
Filthy D, you are a total piece of garbage. That 30 seconds was allocated to Phil Berto. Get out of here, will you please? You know what? And I'm not the only one that really likes the original Super Mario Brothers. Standing by right now is Raza is Retro. Let's hear what he has to say about this wonderful game.
Well, you know something, when you're playing Super Mario Bros., you're playing with power. And indeed, when you're playing the Nintendo Entertainment System, you are playing with power. And what better way to feel that power than to play the greatest game ever made on the Nintendo Entertainment System, which is Super Mario Bros. Now, whether you agree or disagree, that does not matter, because at the end of the day, the great one by the name of Raza is Retro says so.
Raza is retro, bringing all of the passion and intensity he always does to all the games he plays. Right now, let's hear from these other superstars on what their favorite NES game is. Edwin's video games favorite is golf. Classic Modern Gaming's is Super Mario Bros. 3. And standing by with comments, here is Brian from I Got Kings.
Top 10 NES games: Mike Tyson's Punch-Out!, The Guardian Legend, Legacy of the Wizard, Double Dragon 2: The Revenge, Shatterhand, Zelda 2: The Adventure of Link, Ninja Gaiden 3: The Ancient Ship of Doom, Dragon Warrior 4, ooh yeah, Super Mario Bros. 2, and the cream of the crop, Castlevania 3: Dracula's Curse, ooh yeah!
Alex from the Turbo Zone, his favorite is Faxanadu. Bushwhacker Luke. Standing by with comments, here is Linda the Gamer Gal.
You know what is a great NES game? Barbie! Have you heard of Barbie? Barbie, you could change outfits. You could do so much and dance with Barbie. Why aren't you saying Barbie is your favorite game ever? Say Barbie. Barbie.
Iowa Retro Gamer Dad's favorite is Jackal. Dad Level Podcast favorite is Blaster Master. And standing by with comments, here is Omega Ace Gaming.
Alright, now that we got the horrible stench of those games those loser failures just told you about, let's talk about a real man's game, and that's Swordmaster for the Nintendo Entertainment System. You can swing your sword horizontally, vertically, you can even block attacks with your shield. Hell, you can even turn into a freaking mage. The soundtrack in this game oozes masculinity and force. It gets you pumped and ready for the battle with the dragon, so you can save the damsel and get you some nookie. When you're playing this game, and all those sexy women can't help but wrap their arms around you, you tell them Omega Ace Gaming set you straight. Let the other kids play those games. Real men choose Swordmaster for the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Great game, but can you believe the arrogance from Omega Ace Gaming? Give me a break, pal. Here's P-Merc with his favorite, Duck Hunt. Lowe's favorite is Adventure Island 2. And standing by with comments, here is Video Game Lover 58.
Video Game Lover here, and I wanted to tell you guys one of my favorite NES games of all time, Contra. This game aged so damn well and came out in '87, and still to this day, it's one of the best damn games on the NES. So much fun to play, it's so damn hard, but that's why I freaking love it.
Toro Loco from Fancy Action Now, his favorite is Zelda. Bushwhacker Butch. And standing by with comments, here is Power Player Paul.
What's the Paulster's favorite NES game? That's Mega Man 5, brother. Can you do the all Mega Buster run? I don't know if you can. Step in the ring and see if you can. Mega Man 5.
Mr. Matthews' favorite NES game is Contra. We heard from Hidden Game Rube earlier, what could HGR's favorite game be? If you know, call the 1-900 hotline and let me know. Standing by right now is Billy B. Funk, accompanied by Retro Tiburon.
You know, everybody in this community is going to say their favorite NES game is a Mario, is a Smelda, but they're all wrong. The best video game ever is River City Ransom, brother. And if this was a real Royal Rumble, everybody would get tossed out of here. One by one.
Hold on there, Tiburon. No. It's the Mike Tyson Punch Out. If you got little Mac in the mix, you were doing it all, baby. You had Bill Cosby in the back chasing you while you were training, and you were just running. Woo!
I guess we'll just have to see, brother. when we get in that ring.
Can you believe the gall? Can you believe the audacity from Retro Tiburon? The Legend of Smelda. Give me a break. Right now, the Mad Belmont is standing by with his favorite NES game.
Alright, you bunch of jabronis, let the Mad Belmont tell you why Castlevania 3 on the NES is my favorite NES game. It takes everything that the first game did so well. Gameplay, music, character, level design, everything is so much better in this game. More playable characters, bigger levels, better soundtrack, better enemy variety. Everything about this game is so good. And if you have not played it, then what are you doing? You need to go out there and you need to play this game.
Back at fighting weight, here's Segalacious with his favorite, Gauntlet. Retro Ryan's favorite is Iron Sword. The Wizards and Warriors 2. And standing by right now with comments, here is Mazin Power.
Everyone can show their games. Everyone can be special. But no one is more special than me, Massive Power, the man, the myth, the legend. And here it is for you, Tylord, my favorite NES games. Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. You might be thinking, Masin, you're a Mega Man player. Yes, I am. But I can show whatever I want. And I want to show you this one tonight. So, I hope you enjoy, brother. Because your friend Massive Power won't show you more.
Right now, let's hear from Mainly Gaming on what his favorite NES game is.
Recently, Tylord Stevenson asked the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time what the perfect NES game looked like. I told him The Legend of Zelda, but there's another one, the Guardian Legend, that perfectly combines the high-flying action of a shoot-'em-up, a ground and pound, and action adventure. So if you want a game that's absolutely perfect, reach for the Guardian Legend.
Thank you to all of these wonderful individuals taking part in this video. Each and every one of them will be listed down below in the description. But what about you? What is your favorite NES game? If you weren't on the video, let me know. Call the 1-900 number, 1-900-909-9900. Let me know what your favorite NES game is.
Hello, Tylord. How has your week been? Figure out my favorite game yet? No? Well, I didn't really think you would. I could tell you, but why? I want you to be scared. I want you to wonder. Look behind you. Check in the closet. Check behind the bed. Ha 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 ha. Tylord, maybe by the end of the video we'll both find what we're looking for. One thing you must remember, while everyone is looking for their favorite game, I'm coming for your collection. Must be a lot of pressure with all those games. I hope you're losing your mind. Ha 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 ha.